What a time. I'm telling you, what a time for this channel to be blacklisted. And, hopefully YouTube will go ahead and do the right thing. So I was looking through TikTok and I ran into somebody's page, somebody that I follow on TikTok, and they were talking about the Trump administration, um, how, let me see here. What does it say exactly? So I went and immediately looked up some articles. Um, so it looks like it says the Trump administration's recent order to temporarily freeze federal funding has drawn significant criticism and concerns about its wide-reaching implications. The memo issued by the Office of Management and Budget halts payments for federal financial assistance programs, potentially affecting trillions of dollars allocated to healthcare, food assistance, education, and more. The freeze will go into effect at 5 p.m. Don't know what time zone, on January 28th, does not include Medicare or Social Security benefits, but leaves ambiguity around other critical services like Medicaid and SNAP. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still recovering for that ritual that I did earlier. And excuse me, I gotta jump off cam real quick because I need to put some of this oil around one of these candles that want to give me a problem. So listen, I have been warning people about this for quite some time. Now, first of all, here's what I want to tell you guys. Okay, hold on a minute. Goodness, that Palmarosa oil always just puts so much, and I can still smell it. Goodness gracious. So I've been warning people about this for the longest. Um, I've been warning people about this for the longest. Do I think it's something that he's gonna do? No, I don't. And if he did, it would get undone quickly. Okay, just FYI. So a lot of you guys that depend on food stamps, a lot of you guys, hey, Unique J, a lot of you guys that need food stamps, a lot of you guys that need your housing assistance, I don't want you guys to worry. But what I do want to let y'all know is that it's time to get it together. Because there are, what I can see is changes and reductions, is what I can see, those things being reduced. Okay. And I want you guys to understand that it's probably a temporary reduction, but it's time to get serious. Okay. Now, what we are dealing with is patriarchy and misogyny, because we all know that a lot of women, in particular single moms, need those benefits, okay, because they don't have help. They're not in a place where they can do it on their own, which is understandable. But what I want to say to y'all is that the embracing of, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up when you are embracing these patriarchal, misogynistic men. You cannot support them when they are attacking other women. You cannot support them when they are attacking women and their small businesses. You cannot support them. You are not going to benefit yourself, because when a man hates women and children, he hates you all, even his own. Okay? If you got a man or a male, now am I accusing Trump of that? No, I'm not. I'm not accusing Trump of that. Okay? Y'all gotta snap out of it. That's just like earlier today when I was live. A lot of y'all have allowed a misogynist, a narcissist to literally fry your brain to the point where you could not even be happy for me earlier. You could not. You are stuck in that hatred. A lot of people, a lot of even women, how could you sit back and support that? Do you not understand that? Do you not understand that when you allow any male like that to run amok, you allow them all to? And you can't pick and choose and say, oh, well, Jamila, it's just Jamila. You can't allow them to attack any. It's not that you have to be militant. You don't have to be militant. I'm not telling you to be militant. I'm telling you to be smart. I'm telling you to wake up. I'm telling you to stop having self-hatred and hatred for other women to the point where you're sitting there making yourself sick. Instead of loving yourself, you would rather ingest excrement and murder yourself. It doesn't matter. It's being undone right now as to why you women felt like that was a part of the divine masculine. A man attacking a woman is masculinity? Since when? Oh, and please stop with the jealousy for one another. Y'all have got to stand up and fight. And you don't have to stand up and fight and go beat them up in the street. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is to stop conforming with it. Stop thinking that you in like Flynn, because you're not. Men that hate women, they just hate all of you. It is no picking and choosing. It is no picking and choosing. And then another thing, what I wanted to tell you guys is that y'all got to start listening to me as far as with what I was speaking about with reality shifting. Okay. Y'all got to start listening to me. Y'all got to stop listening to these men just because they're men. You got to stop believing that all women are against all women. That's the first thing that men do. A lot of y'all got horrible relationships with y'all daughters. A lot of y'all take each other for granted. You got to wake up. Because a man that hates women will slit your throat at the last minute if he hates women. He just hates women. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still recuperating from that ritual. And I'm dealing with a real malignant spirit that doesn't want to go. Hold on a minute. It's real malignant. And I had to go and top it off with some Palmarosa oil. You gotta go. Mm-hmm. A man sitting around hating women, attacking, doing all that stuff. Yeah, we know that they're sick. We know that they're sick. It has no place. In order for us to fight one of them, because a lot of people didn't want Trump in office because he's a misogynist. They feel like he's a misogynist, okay? And, he's doing the most. He's kind of going back and forth. He's a Gemini. One day it seems like he's trying to help women and children, and the next day it seems like he's throwing daggers at us, okay? I don't want you all to worry about that, okay? Because we got Trump under control. What I want you guys to stop doing is socially accepting this. Stop thinking that's just like, I understand that there's some women, oh my God, there's some women that are worse than misogynistic men. I get that so much. But y'all need to start learning the difference. There's a hair in my eye. Y'all need to start learning the difference. Y'all need to stop falling for the okie doke. Y'all need to stop believing in the things that they say and stop attacking one another. That they've been working and working and working. That's just like earlier today, I was on the three-way with both of my daughters, and I saw some negative energy come through, and I just poof, and it was gone. Got off the phone with my daughters. Love y'all. Everybody love each other. Talk to y'all later. They, for some reason, these misogynistic men, they are very confused. They are very confused. They are very diabolical. And the first thing that they want to do is ruin your relationship with one another. Women have got to stick together, even if you don't like each other. You cannot bow down to an evil man and let him run amok. Because I just dealt with my evil misogynist narcissist. He done. He done. You understand me? He is finished. And it is nothing that he will ever be able to do about it. Okay? But y'all got to know what it takes. And the one thing that y'all will do, that I'm telling you to stop doing it, is y'all will go to the very same religion that created the narcissism and the hatred for you and beg for some kind of something, and you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. You need to really, really, really know thyself. You need to know where your power is at. And your power is not going to ever be with following behind these. You're doing everybody a disservice when you do that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I mean, it's a very difficult thing to explain to somebody, because I understand that there's a lot of people. First of all, there are people that get into witchcraft for the wrong reasons. When they are not able to manifest some kind of outlandish thing, then they want to run back to the church. And that's not what witchcraft is for. Witchcraft was not created for you to go and try to do harm to somebody just because you're jealous of them. Okay? That's not what it's there for. So you're going to get the door closed on you every single time. But then again, there's some of you guys that genuinely felt what I'm saying, but then you tried it and it didn't work. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because you are not in a reality where witchcraft has any power. It has little to none. And then also what they're doing is they are literally feeding off of you. They're parasites. And you've got to stop letting them do that. You've got to stop listening to the bullshit. Trust what you see and your intuition and not what they say. I'm not saying that you have to hate men. I'm in love with a man right now. I was just thinking about him right before I was flipping through TikTok. Right before I came on here, I was just thinking about him, because I was worried about him. I was so worried about him. And then when I was thinking about how I wasn't sure if he was okay. And then when I found out he was okay, I did kind of react with a little bit of anger. So I'm not saying that you can't love a man, because I'm in love with a man too. And he ain't made the right decisions. He hasn't, right? Not all the way. But y'all got to understand that a lot of the men in their reality, because he didn't come from the reality of the narcissism. He came from me, from the reality that I created, where I wasn't very specific, but it's okay, because it's a lesson and it's a test of unconditional love that I have for him. So I'm not saying that you can't love a man. I'm not saying that you have to be manless. But when a man ain't right, you cannot follow behind him. You cannot do it. And you got to wake up. And they are using a lot of domination. Okay. They are using a lot of fear tactics. And you can't break down and crumble just because they call you ugly or old or fat. You can't break down and crumble. That ain't nothing but a ploy and a tactic. And probably they hate you so much as a woman that they want you to look old. They want you to be fat. They want you to be ugly. They want you to, that's what they want. It's a misogynist. What do you think misogyny means? You think that misogyny means opportunity? No, a misogynist is a man that hates a woman. And unfortunately, that exists in this society, unfortunately, and it's not funny. Stop letting them pass it off as a joke. It's nothing funny about their behavior. No, it's not. Narcissistic people, they love to hide behind jokes. But it's not a joke. They serious as the fuck. They're suicidal. They mad at the woman for bringing them into this world as well. They all confused and mixed up. Stop supporting them when they're dropping revenge porn. Stop supporting them when they're calling another woman a bitch and a hoe. Stop supporting them in that. Stop becoming possessed by them. You know what? I'm in love with I will continue to say that he's my husband. Okay. I love this man. Not once had I ever been around him. He had never, not once, spoke negatively about a woman. Not one time. And he's Muslim. He had never once spoke negatively about a woman and never once said anything negative about his baby mama or ex-wife. Not one time. And that was one of the reasons why I fell in love with him. So y'all got to stop that, man. Y'all don't understand. And I understand why a lot of you women need those SNAP benefits, because some of y'all, your whole life, all men and women did was tore you down. Some of y'all, your whole life, that's all that you faced was being torn down. I was very lucky that my mother and my grandmother uplifted me. I was very lucky. My father was a little iffy sometimes, but my father, he would always warn me about men like him, sort of, or worse than him. He would kind of warn me about it. So my father spent a lot of time, with me, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I really, really did. You know what I mean? So y'all have got to stop accepting that. And y'all definitely have got to stop reading that Bible where it's telling you to hate the witches. I know that there's some witches that you watched and they do the most horrific, disgusting things. But there are some of us who I am considered to be like a spiritual midwife. I don't hurt women and their babies. I don't do stuff like that. That's not the bloodline or the lineage that I come from. So just because one of them is like that doesn't mean that we're all like that. So you can't judge everybody. And those men, they're basically the teachings of a misogynistic, confused man. A part of their indoctrination is to judge everybody the same, to the point where now they're trying to get people to mix up everybody, mix and mash everybody, and you can't do that. You can't do that. I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. I gotta go sage out this place. One of them black candles does not want to stay lit. It's something that's kind of stuck in that circle and it keeps putting out that one candle. I don't know why. I got to do divination. I got to lay down. I got to eat. I don't know why I thought about that mantra, Nam Yaho Renge Kill, Nam Yaho Renge Kill. Yeah. And and the mistake that y'all make is y'all discount them all. Stop doing that. Stop going to the extreme. You got to work on your 12th house with that, because everybody don't deserve that. Everybody doesn't. I sat and watched a diabolical presence of a male tear down the man that I love. I sat there and watched, and I watched him allow him to tear him down. Right. Strip him of all his positivity, his understanding, and I had to give it back to him. So don't think all men, all men. No, it's not all of them. It's not. Okay, stop thinking, quit listening to Steve Harvey. Think like a man. No, if you think like a man, you're making a mistake. Follow your intuition as a woman. Steve Harvey don't know what he's talking about. He's a paid puppet. That was the biggest mistake ever. Think like a man. What? I'm a woman. I'm a woman. I'm supposed to love people. That's what I do. I love people and I nurture people. I'm not going to change. Anyway, I'll deal with this later. But y'all do need to make plans to get y'all careers straight and y'all money right. Okay? Y'all need to start paying attention when I'm having these planetary discussions. Y'all need to stop racking your brain and filling up your minds with all this garbage. You got garbage and filth on your mind. Sitting up there, women flocking all over to go and listen to a man talk about consuming excrement. He's poisoning you. People that rock with him are poisoning you. You got to stop. You got to stop, or your life expectancy is going to go down. That's all I can. That's all I can say right now. I need to lay down. I think I'm gonna eat me a slice of this chocolate cake and drink some milk. I gotta go. you guys, because I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of doing some healing work. When you are not aware, there are certain people that are literally putting so much destruction inside of you when you are not aware of what is happening. There is destruction that's going inside of you, and then you wake up one day and you sick and you done tore yourself down. That's why I would never sit there for 3 hours and listen to a misogynistic male run his mouth. And when you decide to close it off and love yourself as a woman, then you will get better. Otherwise, you might as well. And see, I don't have no room for that. I don't have no room for a woman that feels like she deserves to be punished. You know, I took and I do take as a woman. I remember taking a little bit of it from my significant other because I knew that a lot of what he was catching is because of my decisions, and it's not his fault, right? So, but you know, that's because he could never be on the extreme side of abusive. And you got to stop enjoying watching a man be so callous and abusive to a woman. Why does that make you feel good about yourself, sis? Why? Why isn't your self-esteem coming from source, which is going to be Venus and Saturn? Why? And the moon. Why does your self-esteem have to be toxic? Because a lot of them, and some of y'all got one toe and some of y'all got half of your body in that world. When it suits you, you want to go and but you should not tolerate it at all. And you better start thinking about your future, because you're taking in a lot of that negative karma. Well, I watch TV, Unique J, but I'd rather watch TV. I hear you on that, sis, but you know, like I rather watch TV or movies or something. Um, I don't watch stuff like baddies and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? My daughters do, and but you know, I do regular cleansings on my family. But I'd rather watch that than come online for hours per day listening to a bunch of confused men that hate me. No, no. And you know what that's a part of? I'm going to tell you what house that they are invading. When you come and you listen to the disgusting nature of those men, that is going to be your fifth house, which is connected to the sun. That's going to be your fifth house. Makes sense, don't it? And it's even to the point where it seems like they're forcing. See, a lot of them don't realize that they will no longer be able to force us to deal with that. Especially when it comes to Black men. You know, we chivalry is not dead in my reality utopia. No, that I'm gonna tell you something. I know nobody wants some. I'm sorry, as a woman, that's not what I choose at all. I want somebody with some chivalry in my life, and somebody romantic, and somebody that knows how to treat me like a woman. No, and I'm sorry that this has to come up, but it's the truth. And I warned people a long time ago. And see, I don't care. Listen, they can't do nothing to hurt me. Let me tell you something. If any of them was to ever try to make a decision to come after me or anybody that I love, they would get blipped. Blip, 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 real quick. They would get blippity, blip. They would be blipped and flipped and flopped all around. They would get drug all around. If they ever was to decide, oh, Jamila is ruining our plight to commit suicide, and we got to go do something to her. No, they ain't gonna never do nothing to me or my loved ones. Everybody under my fold, everybody under my umbrella is protected. And you got to love yourself more than you love them. Okay? Because they'll kill you. They will kill you. They, especially what's happening in y'all reality. Y'all not expecting a bushel of a dozen of roses from y'all lovers. Y'all expecting a gun, for them to hold a gun to your head. And that's sad. That's real sad. Anyway, the gods are going to deal with that situation. Don't worry about it. Just like I told y'all about TikTok. The gods are going to deal with that situation. Okay? Because they always watching. Stop torturing yourselves. Okay? I got to go, y'all. We're actually at 0.3%. So I believe that the moon is already waxing. That was quick. We went through. Hold on. Now we're going to go through a complete dark moon tonight because it's at 0.4% now, and then on the 29th it'll start waxing. It'll be at 0.3, which is strange as hell. Don't let these idiots drag y'all down, okay? All right, I gotta go. For some reason, I've had chills. It almost feels like I'm getting over a flu virus or something. It's so weird. I don't know if it's something moving out of me, but I gotta go. I gotta go and drink some. Maybe I need to drink something warm. But I gotta go because that ritual that I did earlier definitely is bringing about some big time changes, but it's positive. So I gotta go, y'all. Blessings to y'all. Bye-bye.